It's Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest, and my expectations are already through the roof. We can't just simply win the game. We must look convincing, confident, and show absolute clarity on how we're going to attack this football period going forward. 3 points is a must. Our home form this season is a non-negotiable. Dominate and win. That's it. Oh yes, players need to step up. Martinelli needs to step up. Captain Odegaard, you must step up. And Mikel Arteta, you must return attacking freedom to the front line. Please give Gyökeres the supply that he needs. He's starving. We as fans are starving. I mean, for trophies, that is. We can only demand more from each other if our goal is to win the biggest rewards out there. Premier League, Champions League, so on and so forth. However, people, this video can only begin as soon as this ball hits that crossbar in the distance. That crossbar right there. Are you ready, people? Why am I doing this, you may ask? Well, I'm delivering football content to you. I cuss footballers each and every week. I should be able to do this if I'm allowed to cuss footballers, or if I'm allowed to be given a right to cuss footballers. Because if I can't do something as simple as this, I should keep my mouth closed. Are we ready, people? Now, do you know what? I'm never going to make excuses and say it's a smaller ball. The ball is the ball. Uh-oh, it's rolling, go, 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 go. Come on, come on, come on. I'm your host, Dini. Welcome back to RASenal TV. This preview starts right here now. Yes, people them, welcome back to RASenal TV. I am your host, Dini. Lord have mercy, am I lucky that I got that clip in when I did, because let me tell you a lot, the amount of rain that came down afterwards was ridiculous. But if you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash a like on the video, and leave your comments in the comment section down below of what you think is going to happen with Arsenal against Nottingham Forest and what you think is going to happen for the Premier League this weekend. This is your Nottingham Forest versus, no, this is your Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest preview, plus a mini Premier League weekend preview as well. We're going to make sure we are locked in and keeping up to date as to how everything around the Premier League weekend affects Arsenal. And obviously, is there a game on Friday? I'm not sure. I don't care. I do care. No, I do care. I literally just said, you know what? Everything's going to revolve around Arsenal. I don't even know if there's a game on Friday night, but I don't think there's a game on Friday night. I think we kick off the Premier League weekend with the 12:30 kickoff against Nottingham Forest this weekend. And there are many permutations around this game that we are going to get into, starting with the fact that Nottingham Forest have a new manager. They've got Big Ange Postecoglou back in the Premier League, because obviously he was sacked by Tottenham Hotspur after giving them their biggest moment in the last 17 years. How rude. How rude. How rude. One would say your manager literally stopped you from starving and you sacked him. Anyway, it's by the by. The question is, are we going to meet the high line on Saturday lunchtime? Is this going to be a new look Nottingham Forest? Well, obviously it's under a new manager. Now, this is what it is. New manager bounce. New manager bounce. How many times have we been undone by the new manager bounce, where other teams coming in, they get a new manager and boom, they got Arsenal on the weekend. Boom, 3 points is there. I don't think we can allow this curse to continue to defy us now. Simply because there comes a time where one must handle their business. It's time for Arsenal to handle their business now. We're not in the mode of Arsenal where it's like, oh, we're worried about who can beat us and this, that, and the other. No, we are fighting for a league, so we must win. That's it now. I said it. All you can do now when it's time for your home games, dominate and win. Our home form is a must this season, because last season we drew too many games. I think we drew against Nottingham Forest at home last season as well. Counterproductive, right? Could have contributed to us to winning the league. It didn't. We only got a point from that game. These games, you must win. The reason why this is already a must-win game, we got Man City next weekend. We got Champions League midweek. We don't need to be catching up points with our players starting to get tired with the amount of games that are going to come up in the next couple of weeks for the Arsenal. We need to get these 3 points so that we can go into that Man City game confident, not necessarily under heaps of pressure. We're going to be under pressure for what? The next how many months anyway? Just get the points in the bag now. Get them against Nottingham Forest. Now, we've got a number of players coming back that want to prove a point after the international break. As I said, Martinelli wants to prove a point. Odegaard wants to prove a point. These players need to prove a point because now we have players that have come in that are fit, firing and ready to start taking places if need be. Madueke, Eze. It's going to be interesting to see what this lineup is going to be on the weekend as well. And Mikel Arteta, eyes will be on you as well. Eyes will be on you, especially on this game, to see how you actually line up. We're at home. We're at the Emirates. Release the shackles. Release the shackles and allow the boys to play for a little bit. Allow us to play because we have the defensive platform. You've actually done that brilliantly to give us a defensive platform to actually work from, to rise from. Do you understand? Now, sort out the other end. Give Martinelli more freedom on the left-hand side to do what he wants to do, to cut in, have a shot, take on his man. Give him that attacking freedom. Believe in your left back. Believe in Calafiori that he can do his job, or believe in Lewis Skelly that they can do his job. Believe in Yuri and Timber that he can do his job, or whether it's Ben White, of this, that, and the other. Believe in your defensive players, the solid structure that you've perfected and built up. Believe that it works and it's working and it's churning out results, because it is. It will churn out results over the season. The defense will churn out results, as in not conceding or not conceding as many goals and then scoring more on the other end with the likes of Victor Gyökeres. He needs to be unlocked in this game. He's back at home at the Emirates. Make sure he has supply to get him the goals that we need. It's not going to be easy. This game against Nottingham Forest is not going to be easy. They've done very, very well last season in the league, only to fall out. I mean, they got Europa League. I think they got the Europa League with the decision against Crystal Palace, who Crystal Palace went conference. Nottingham Forest went Europa League. They could have got Champions League at one point, where their league aspirations will be this season. I am not exactly sure, but we should be looking for the win. If I give you a couple of stats around the game, in all competitions, Arsenal have won their last 6 home games against Nottingham Forest by an aggregate score of 19-2. The Gunners are unbeaten in 14 games on their home soil against Forest, winning 10, drawing 4, since a 3-1 defeat back in March 1989. I'm not trying to break that record on Saturday. Win the game. Just win the game. What is being said is that we dominate Nottingham Forest at home. We need to continue that trend. The only problem we have is away against Nottingham Forest, and one of the games I can remember in my mind is when we handed the City the title at the City ground in the 22-23 season, and we just gave up. Anyway, that's by the by. I don't want to get into that. Now, there was one stat I did want to read out to you lot, which was quite concerning. In the sense that it just shows that Arsenal's attacking frailties, of course, are still there. Now watch this. Arsenal ranks second behind Chelsea for expected goals from set plays, 2.34. But they rank second bottom ahead of only Sunderland for expected goals in open play of 1.54. 50.01% of their XG has been from set plays, the highest ratio in the division. We need to create from open play. This is where Martin Odegaard, new haircut, short back and sides, whatever it is, no more hair flicks, get the job done. We know you like getting the ball from deep and connecting it up with the play. No longer, we have players that can do that. Zubimendi is there for a reason. Stop doing Zubimendi's job. Let him do his job. You create the supply line. I need an Odegaard that wants to break the lines, cut through the defense, give Gyökeres the supply, give Madueke the supply, give Martinelli or Eze the supply on the left-hand side. Or if you can't do it, Arteta, start Eze in that position. release the ball more. We need free-flowing attacking Arsenal to come back, as well as having the defensive solidity as well. So, how do I feel about this game? I do feel pretty confident about this game. I feel like we as Arsenal fans should feel pretty confident as this game. If you are still here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Come on now. I do feel confident about this game. Where do I see us winning it? The battle will be in midfield. I'm going to get into lineups and stuff in a predicting 11 video tomorrow after Mikel Arteta has had his press conference, because we need to find out about the likes of Saka, White, and Saliba. Saliba didn't feature once on international break, so we're going to hear about his progress. Obviously, once Arteta has his press conference tomorrow. Apparently, Saka's been in training doing some individual stuff. Whether it will still be too soon for him to return to the Nottingham Forest game, we shall absolutely see. Ben White obviously still has a couple of niggles here. We're going to see where his fitness is at towards next weekend for the City game. Or, as I said, we'll have an update from Mikel Arteta tomorrow. But it is Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, 12:30 on Saturday. We'll be back with another video tomorrow for the predicted 11 after we find out what the injury news is with Arsenal stars and players. But people, how do we feel about this game? How do you feel? Am I already putting too much pressure on this game to say that it is a must win? Are we allowed to draw this game and then maybe start a run after that? But the run after that, we're facing City at home. Then we've got Newcastle away. We have to start picking up points now. We knew we was going to have a tough start to the season. This is why the fact that we didn't even just try and release the shackles a bit in that Liverpool game is quite annoying, because if you try and release it and you get the 3 points, even though there's not as much pressure on this game to win, there is still pressure on the game to win. But now we sit third in the table, 6 points. Nottingham Forest are like 7th or 10th, but they're on 4 points. If there was a world or a scenario, and there is a world of scenario or an alternate reality where Nottingham Forest do beat us, they actually go above us in the table. Now, even though people will say it's early in the season, it doesn't look good that a team fighting for the title is currently what 7th or 9th on game week 4. It doesn't read good for the league. It just doesn't at all. But leagues positions can change week to week when form picks up. However, we know Liverpool will be facing Burnley on the weekend away from home, so they'll be facing Burnley at Turf Moor on the weekend. The likelihood is Liverpool will win that game. Alexander Isak will get his debut, will probably score a goal or two, and the race started as soon as the transfer window ended. No, the race started when the transfer window opened. For me, in my opinion, power plays were already made. Now it's time. After this international break, it's time to move now. It's time to see who's going to hit the ground running with their signings. It's time to rack up points, rack up ground, attack this league. Attack, 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 attack. All right, people. That's all I'm going to say. We'll be back tomorrow with a predicted 11 video after Mikel Arteta's press conference. And then it's football time on Saturday. Looking forward to it. Mr. Arsenal playing football. So let's get it done. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to RASenal TV. I've been your host, Dini. Love and guidance, people. I'll see you tomorrow.